Hey guys, welcome to Gravy Boat Cooking and Camping. Today I'm installing the Chinese diesel heater into the Jayco Journey 22.68-1. Mine's got the L-shaped club lounge, so I hope this video helps you out. If you are thinking of installing one into this model van, please make sure that you fast forward through some bits in this video. I've left it at full time in case you wanted to watch certain pieces, but it is quite long. But hopefully it's got all the information you need to put this heater into your van. Cheers. Morning guys. Hey, today we're going to be installing this Chinese diesel heater. They call it a car parking heater. So originally made for trucks and vans when they're traveling to be able to heat on the side of the road if their engines aren't running, because it's a 12 volt heater. It runs on 12 volt. You see on the bottom it's got an air intake, a fuel intake and an exhaust outlet, and then a gasket around here. That is going to go in under my seat area here, and I'll show you in a moment. And the diesel air, the hot air, is going to come out under here, under the floor, so it can be fairly well distributed to both ends of the caravan. We've got the kids' bunks up that end, our bed up the other end. Now I've got stuff everywhere in the caravan while I'm obviously doing this. Just about to drill a couple of holes in the floor, a little bit scary, but keen to get into it. And what I'm going to do today actually is get the holes drilled, get the plate on here, and then mount it onto the floor of the van. And I'm going to use a heat-proof silicone to seal it between the floor and seal that hole in there underneath the van. Basically that's it today, and then tomorrow come back and once that silicone's set, we'll be running the pipes and the fuel lines, and we're going to put the tank at the back of the van. And yeah, the controller, gonna be a tricky one. I'm going to run the controller up into the box up here. There's space up there behind that fridge that can run up there, so hopefully we can make that look nice and neat and tidy as well. And the power will have to come probably from back behind there too. So anyway, we'll give it a go. Yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope it helps people out that are doing it as well. I'm sure there'll be some hiccups along the way, as there always is with installing stuff, but I'll show you those as well. Go from there. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I drilled a couple of holes using that plate, but what's going to happen is, because of the underside of the heater, you can't have those pipes touching any of the wood, or anything else of those pipes touching the wood there. So basically I'm going to use a hole saw just to drill out most of under that gasket there. Now that's just what's that gasket will be then attached to a plate, and then the plate's attached to the floor. So the silicone will go between the floor and the plate, and also around then underneath on the sides of the wood, and to seal it all under there. But that's that's what's going to happen now. Hammer drill for some reason. I'll drill out the other end now. Scary cutting big holes in your frame. Righto, we might need to go bigger than that. We'll just test that, I reckon, and see how we go. Please fit. Please fit. Oh, you. beauty. You beauty. All fits. Nice and snug. That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted. So, might be an issue once we put the plate on. But we'll do that and then see if that fits there. Okay, test time now with the plate on. So this might be a bit different because there's a few nuts in there now that might just hold it up a bit. Yeah, that's what I thought would happen. Alright. No, that's perfect. That is perfect. Oh, I'm happy with that. Alright, basically you've got to put on the exhaust and the intake and the fuel hose now. Put that through all in one piece because they say put it on before. Obviously there's not a lot of room to work in there in that hole once you've done that. So we'll put them on and put it back in. Before I do that, I'm just going to trim, well, mark really, and then trim that vinyl around where that plate's going to sit, because I think that plate will get a little bit hot too, so we can put some silicone under that. So I'll do that now. Nice neat fit. So oh yeah. Here's this gimbal for the phone, so it's not loving a nice straight shot. Righto, so you can see that plate there's a nice neat fit there. I've cut out there's the board, there's the cutout. There we go. Alright, let's get the pipes on and put it back through. On that side, air on that side, and the fuel also goes on that side there. Now what I'm doing here is I just want to mark how far that's going to go on there. What they say to make sure is that this hose is hard up against the little nodule in there. Now you'll see, I don't know if you can see that, but I can see the end of that nodule there. I can see the end of the hose, so I just need to push that hose down a bit more. Do is just use my knife and cut a bit off that. so I can feel them touching there now. That's what I want. I want them both to be touching. So basically now I can just slide that black hose down. That should be, that's what you want there. So I'll put a couple of clamps on there now and we'll go from there. Anyway, that's all. Do this one. These are both Phillips heads. I'm just loosening this one off again, actually. Just want to pull it around a little bit. Right there. Chafing on that fuel hose. So. Come back there, mate. There you go. Alright, so that'll be probably too tight. But coming off, definitely tight enough. This is the one that we really want to screw it up because this is the exhaust vent. There we go. Now, a bit of pipe work under here, so I might need to drop it in and get under there and screw it out of the way, I suppose. Alright, might get my wife for that one, so that'll be fun. She'll love that. If we get any boob shots, we won't use it, okay? Alright, so you come around there, Ryan. I'll pass you the heater like this. Okay?
Right, do you want it touching the floor?
Yeah, so keep coming, yeah. Yeah, if that plate will go into that spot there. Bit further that way, yeah. You want to push down hard on it.
Oh, that hurt. Gee, me finger in the bloody socket's it. Alright, well that's her. She's in there now. Just going to let that set, that silicone set overnight. And then I'll keep going with everything else in the morning. So it's got to get a hole saw big enough and drill a hole there. I'm going to drill another one. If you can see that, this bloody gimbal. I think I'll take it off the gimbal, hang on. I'm going to drill another one in there. And that will... what we'll be able to do, because that's your fresh air vent, what you'll be able to do, just open that cupboard. We don't keep anything in this cupboard, it's useless. So open that cupboard. If you don't even open the cupboard, behind there is a fresh air vent for the fridge. So I'll drag it from there anyway. So that should work out well. So I'll show you underneath what it looks like underneath, how much room I got, not a lot. And but yeah, that's it for today. So, heading back to Bunnings now. I got to get a hole saw big enough to fit the vent come out. A couple of thicker wood screws. The screws I've got holding that plate down at the moment are only metal screws, so off we go. Got you on the new Osmo Action Cam actually in the car, which I'm pretty happy with. It's a good little bit of kit, same sort of thing as a GoPro. Fits all the same parts and accessories and that sort of stuff, but it's got 2 screens on it, so when you got it in this mode you can see that you got yourself in the shot. I suppose when you're in the other mode, you can change your screen and look at the back screen. So yeah, good bit of kit. I'll use it for a bit, and I might do a review on what I like about it and what I use it for and things like that. So good. So grab some 10G timber screws, a bit thicker thread, and they'll get in there a little bit more, hold that plate down a bit better. And a cheapy Holesaw set. I thought I was going to be in for a bit of money there, but no dramas. It was about $13.50, so happy days. $13.50, that'll get us through, no dramas at all. Alright, homeward bound. So as you can see, this is the difference in the screws. A lot bigger or wider thread than the other one, and also a wider gauge, so it doesn't matter about the other hole. This one will grab, so we'll be right. We'll put them in now. Just taking these out and put them in one at a time so I don't disturb the just don't want to lift that silicone too much. Time to drill a hole now for the air to come out. You beauty. I need some clamps. What? Just want it back from the. Now, trick is with these. I'm going to do it not tight enough that they're not going to come off, but not too tight. If you do them up too tight, they'll just pull through that. That's only paper, that stuff really. Paper and alcohol, they'll just pull through that. So. Let's get this through. Hey, look at that. Bob's your uncle. Righto. Get the vacuum cleaner and clean up a bit. Okay, so you can see in here, just got that vent coming through. So what we can do is we can open the cupboard, or vice versa. If you look up in there, you can get the gimbal to move enough for you. That's the back of the fridge, so there's, oh, look out. Okay, so see in there, we've got a fresh air vent. So basically we don't use this cupboard for much. If we do though, we can just open the vent, open the door, and it's getting fresh air from in here as well. The heating outlets down there, so it's not anywhere near this, and yeah, that's the way we can do it. Nice and neat. Okay, as you can see, that's where it drops out under the van, so give you a bit of perspective. It's directly under the back shock strut for the suspension on the arm for the suspension. So you can see the silicone in there, so the silicone's stopping any of the pipes from hitting the van itself. I've got a muffler mounted directly above where I'm lying here, which is just opposite the strut, so no movement's going to hurt it, and mounted on there. And then I've got the air filter up in there, and it's just sucking from up in behind the spring holder there. So that's underneath, and then the fuel hose running along with the other hoses, and then out to the fuel pump on the edge of the van where you see it come out. Okay, so I've just mounted the fuel pump here. The key with these fuel pumps, they say, is to keep them on an angle, so they have to be more than 15 degrees, between 15 and 90. So definitely not horizontal, because they're a pushing pump, and so dosing pump they're called, and apparently if they're not on an angle they don't work properly. So it's on an angle there, just about to hook up the hoses. This is a hose that's supplied. It's a 2mm inner diameter hose. You can see that not a lot, if I can get it there, where are you? There. Not a lot of room for the diesel, but that's why they don't use very much. Now, some suppliers supply them with a flexible hose. Watching this bloke on YouTube, John, I think he's John MCK47 or something like that, but I'll correct that. He says these ones are the ones to use, because the other ones, they create bubbles and cavitations, and then you don't get your diesel properly. So I've run the hose in under there. Yeah, I'll see if you can, I'll show you under there later what else I've done too, but about to hook up the hoses now. The idea is you don't want any bubbles between, any air gaps between you, where your pump is and your hose is. And they supply you with this rubber fuel line hole in solely for the connection, so that's a good thing. So far in this kit I haven't bought really anything else to add to it yet. Probably will need to buy a couple of saddles to keep this fuel hose nice and neat down the side of the chassis here, but that's it. So yeah, it's been pretty good so far. Not finished yet though. I'll hook up the other one and yeah, get onto the filter. That's the filter they've supplied us. It's got rubber hoses on the end, so we'll use it to start with. If it doesn't look like it's any good, we'll change it up. They're pretty cheap items and pretty easy to change over, so put that in now. Alright guys, well there's the fuel filter. Gonna get some saddles, some rubber saddles for there, I think, and that's a bit tight that, so just bring that fuel filter back a little bit. Righto guys, there's the fuel filter. Righto guys, you can see the fuel filter there. Gotta get some rubber saddles, so that line, keep that line nice and neat running down there. It's a little bit tight for my liking, so I'm just going to loosen it off. I'm just going to bring the fuel filter back a touch and then do that back cable tie again. Right, there you go, a little bit looser. I'll get some rubber saddles for that line. Okay, I'm going to sort the tank out now. Drilled a hole in the bottom of the tank there. It's a little blank above it, but I think that's a bit high and I don't have really a hooked pickup, so the pickup that I've got is just a straight pickup. Now, the trick is that I've got to get that in the tank and through that hole. So I'm going to use my mate the coat hanger here and see how we go. Righto, let's try again. She slides on the line now, so. In the bottom here. Top. That on. Alright, we got it. Slide the wire out. Screw it through. Voila, literally second go, perfect. Clean up the shed this afternoon too. That's going to be my next job. Alright, so righto. That job's done. I'll work out how we're going to mount it now. Got a bit of plate there to mount it with. I'll see if that's going to work, and if that works, we'll go with that. Alright guys, the tank is connected. Just use a piece of steel plate there. Just put Tech screws up there for now, basically just to hold it in place. I didn't want to have it sitting on that. I don't know if that was a good idea or a bad idea, but we'll see how it goes. I just thought if it was moving around at all, it would chafe, and it might chafe the bottom of that tank. So, yeah, you can see, if I can get this. You can see the back there, plate holding it. Try to give you a look from the top. Look from the top down there as well. So it should be right. A bit wobbly. Once the tie's there, I might be able to just put a strap around it or something and keep it a bit more steady. Okay, so in here we got our main connector. Off that connector you have four wires coming out. One's red, so main power, positive, a black for negative. And then you've got two connections, one for the pump and one for the portable screen. So what I'm going to try to do is I'll run the positive and well, there's a negative behind the fridge that I might tap into, but I'll run the positive along those wires, which goes back under the bed to the main battery system. I'm going to try to run it off the J-hub so that I can see the amps going in and out when it's on. And then I've got to somehow get the fuel pump wire through the floor and out to the fuel pump, and then the main connector wire, it is going to go up here hopefully, and I'll put it up there. So I'm just going to pull this main panel off. You should be able to get back to the back of the fridge, and then run that down through that corner bit there and in through the back. So see how we go. Have a look at this. This is Jayco for you. Tidy. Far out. Are they serious? So somehow I have to get some wires in there as well. Bloody hell. Okay, so there's a controller. I've run it just through to where the microwave is, gone up the back of the fridge, back through the fridge vents. So put that in, that's on there. What I've done just temporarily, just so I can fault find and make sure it works before, I've just run that 12 volt power over to the box there. Under here, you'll see there's a hole there, so that's the one running out to the pump. And then at the very back, I've just gone, I don't know if you can see that. There's a hole there going where that controller panel's going up, and then up behind the fridge, and then out here where the back of the microwave. So to pull the microwave out to do that, so I should have videotaped that, but there's just two screws there. That microwave just slides straight out, and you can get to the back of it from the back of the fridge vents. So I think that's neat. That's neat enough. Oh, just wasn't going to stuff around in there, but idiots. So that's nice and tidy, and I know where to go if I need to find any faults. It's nice and easy to get to. So, all right, gonna go get some diesel and put it in it and fire it up, see if it works, and then if it does, we'll run the power up through the sideboards and in through the right spot, so it's nice and tidy, and then clean the van up. Okay, so she's got some diesel in it now, and we'll prime the pump and see how we go. Here we go, we're priming. You can see the diesel cruising along there, so I'll wait for it to hit the filter and see how it goes. Apparently it primes for a couple of minutes and then turns off. Had to prime it again, so you do that by holding OK and pressing down. If you go, I'll turn the priming off, turn it on, you'll see a little pump come on. You can hear it priming. Alright, now we'll and see if we get any. I think we might have an issue with the fuse. Right. So this is your Jayco fuse block. I tried plugging it into this one, the tablet one. Obviously, I don't reckon it's got enough suck for it. So I'm going to pull the spare 15 amp out and plug it in there. Just for now, doing some troubleshooting, see if that runs it. That's a bit better. Alright, so let's so it's well as low as it go temp wise. It's okay, let's set it up to say 20, 24. So it's reading 29 in the van at the moment. This is reading 22, so might need to be hotter than 29 to kick in, so we'll crank her up to 30 and see what it does. Oh, starting to pump fuel. Go and have a look outside too. So you can see the pump there working away. You can hear the heater's kicked in. We'll go inside and check it out. Pumping the air out now, and it's starting to warm up. Beautiful. Let's see if it's registering on the J-hub. Registering on the J-hub 6.1 amps at the moment. So 6.2. I'd say that'll go down once that glow plug goes out. So there you go. Wife's happy. Heater's going well. I'll now just to clean up and run those power cables through properly. So that's on low now, and the cushion on top of the seat. You can flat out hear it actually. You can hear that pump just really quietly ticking away out there. And that's gold. I love that. That's awesome. I'll do a price breakdown of everything that I did, so you can see the cost of it. And I'm gonna shut it down now and see how it goes. Righto, so the key is you got to let them shut down properly. So it's on shutdown mode now, and it'll burn out all the leftover diesel in there, so it doesn't sit in there and soot up for next time. Very happy with this heater. Can't wait to give it a run in the cool weather. Alright, so just a bit of a test. 13.8 in the van this morning. So I'm going to flick the heater on, and I'm going to come back in half an hour. It's 5:34 now. Come back in half an hour and see how we go. it's reading 16. I'll just set it on 20. Not going too hard. But yeah. Give it a chance. So you can see on startup at the moment, pulling 8, 9 amps. Amps, but after that glow plug goes out, it uses nothing. So it's not 8:54; it's about 5:30. I have to change that clock, but we'll come back in half an hour. It's about 6:10, and brought that temp up. I think I read the wrong temp before actually, but it's brought that temp up to about 18 degrees. It's quite comfortable in here now. So yeah. It reckons it's 21, 22. It's quiet. You can hear the pump if you listen. But that's the noise from the heater. Nice and quiet. Nice warm air coming out. No smell. Very happy with that. And cover up this bloody bird's nest of crap from Jayco. Hey, how do you do that, Jayco? Seriously? How do you do that? Anyway. All right. So that's cranked up pretty high now. You can hear it going. Just turn all the lights off, and that's 3.4 amps in its draw ring, so that's not too bad. I was hoping you could draw less than that, but you know, you're only going to have it on for half an hour. It's dark now. Righto, so it's now 6:30, so it's probably about 50 minutes since I put it on. I just wicked it up to, I think it was, I set it on 25 degrees. I had it set on like 18 to start with. Internal temperature, 21. No matter where you move through the van, it's warm, like there's not cold patches. Yeah. Nah, really happy with that. As you can see the amps now, it's using about, it's dropping. I might do that light again and turn this light off because surprisingly these lights use a fair bit. There you go, so as it's just chugging away, you can hear the pump. 0.9 of an amp. Interesting. Lights back on. 2.6, yeah, so those lights use a little bit as well. But I'm happy with that heater, really happy with it. It's nice and quiet when it's on low. Crank it up, gets the van up to temp in the mornings. Beautiful. I know it's not cold in Bundy, but can't wait to use this in southern regions. All right. So the final steps now to run the wires down back up to the battery. So going to follow Jayco's stream of wiring here. So follow it along. I've pulled this little panel off the top here so I can run it over the top of the hot water and then down through that hole. And then hopefully down along that kick panel and in the back and come into the J hub. So that's what I'm about to do now. Just going to tape onto this piece of yellow tongue here. Now I've got the connections on them. We shouldn't have them on yet, but hopefully this can help me get it through. Got it in, so I'll grab it through the other side and we'll pull it through. So we might as well keep having a go while we're on a winner here. If I have to pull that panel off, I will, but I'll try to run that down the side of that kick panel with this yellow tongue and then see how we go. That's what I've got it for. That's why I went and saw Gleno to steal it. So we let me drop the camera. Let's see how we go. You might turn a flash on for you. I want to run that. I want to run it down the same path as those other wires. I'll actually run the yellow tongue that way. So it's going. It's going. See where that's up to, I suppose. Okay, so that worked. I had to take the ends off because they wouldn't push through, but they're through now. Now the challenge is to get it in through that hole there. So let's try to see if we can get past that hurdle now. All right. So I'm trying to see if can push it down through there where those other cables go. There's a fair bit in there though, so I might have to be careful. So I've managed to poke this yellow tongue in there and then get it to come up through there. So I'll pull it through most of the way and then attach the cable on the end and hopefully get it to come out in here, and then we'll plug it in and we're done. Hopefully it works still. So otherwise we may as well plug it through here before we pull it through, so it's in the right spot when it comes out. So rethought that idea before I pulled it through. And there we are. Bob's your uncle. Cable through. Let's get him all connected up and we'll go back and have a look at the other connections and give it a run. Okay, so that's the only panel I had to take off in the end, which was bloody good, especially considering that went up inside that panel, up through there and through into that spot. Wiring's nice and neat. Yeah, happy with that. So, got the heater running at the moment. It's getting 12.3 volts, so saying 12.6 up here, 2.7 amps with it running with a few lights on. Happy days. Just tidy this wiring up now and a few cable ties and we're done. There you go guys, I'm wrapped with that install into the Journey. So the diesel heater will keep us warm in the winter. Can't wait to get it in some more videos. I hope this video has helped you out if you're thinking of installing a diesel heater or the Chinese diesel heater into your Jayco Journey, especially with the L-shaped club lounge. I haven't seen any others on YouTube. So I hope you enjoy the video. Don't forget to stick around and watch some more videos. And if you like the channel, you can subscribe over here.